Welcome to the FantasyFootballFirst.com podcast.
Let's be great. Let's be great.
Where we'll hang out and discuss all things fantasy football.
Go rock this thing, huh? Love you, man. Go get it.
We'll give our best fantasy advice, predictions, insights, and more.
Play our game. All right? Play hard, but stay poised.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
I'm ready. The show starts with Devin, Rick, and Quinn right now.
Hello, First fans, and welcome to today's episode. We are going to be discussing the San Francisco 49ers backfield. They had a couple of moves this offseason, and they had some changes last season to their backfield, so we figured we'd dive in and give you guys some information on what we thought about the 49ers backfield. So we're going to start you off with Devin and get his take first.
I'm going nowhere near the 49ers backfield. It's just too clustered. In the past 2 years, they used Matt Breida, Jeff Wilson. They used Tevin Coleman, and I think MOSTERT had some carries as well 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. And it's like the same thing happened last year. I think to say that MOSTERT is the starting running back, which a lot of people think that, I just don't think that's going to happen. They just cycle their running backs way too often.
You don't think they're trying to move away from that?
No, I don't think at all.
They like that and enjoy it?
I think
it works
even
for them
with
too.
a cycle of running backs, there is still one who's number one
MOSTERT?
on, well, most teams I'm talking about, just even when teams cycle.
I mean, health has been a big issue for the 49ers. I mean, that's why all these guys are getting chances.
Yeah.
I mean, a couple years ago, they brought in MCKINNON. He was supposed to be the man. Mm-hmm. Fail. Tevin Coleman, injured left and right, fail. They brought in some of these ragtag guys and Wilson and MOSTERT and Breida, and Breida was hurt off and on a lot as well, which gives some, the other guys. Raheem MOSTERT came in and pretty much took over and did a good job. So
you think he's the starter?
I think he is. He's not listed as the starter though. Coleman is on the website. We don't know what that means, but last year, the last half of the season, MOSTERT pretty much kind of took over and was the starter in most games. And he did pretty darn good. He averaged 5.6 yards per carry, which is
the best of the running backs.
Yeah, very, 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 very good.
Yeah.
I mean, he only had 137 carries, 772 yards, 8 touchdowns.
Well,
not bad.
He only had 137 attempts because he wasn't one of the ones who was brought in right away.
Right. I mean, that was basically second half of the season.
It was Matt Breida, Wilson, and
Coleman when he was healthy.
Well, Coleman when he was healthy, who were really the ones to take over. Breida stayed and he played on and off with his injury. But yeah, Raheem MOSTERT was the only one to prove that he's still here and he doesn't get injured.
Yeah.
I was surprised of his age. He is older.
Yep.
I thought he'd be younger.
But with no wear and tear. I mean, everywhere he's been in the league, he's been basically a backup, which is the downside to him. But in the Shanahan offense, you can see what he could do. So it wasn't like it was,
I will say, though, that I really love MOSTERT.
I love him, too.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't play that much, but the amount of touchdowns he got was really good for what he did. If he played the full year...
Do you see that? Sorry for interrupting, but that's a twinkle in my eye because I'm a MOSTERT fan.
Yeah, I mean, if he played the full year, he probably could have got the most touchdowns out of all running backs.
Yeah.
This guy's crazy.
Well, 49ers are set up to score touchdowns, just like some of the other ones. But I see MOSTERT as being the starting back. I mean, when they trade away Breida, who Shanahan professed his love for.
Shanahan professed his love for everyone. McKinnon.
Yeah,
Tevin Coleman,
but he did do it. I mean, it's not like he didn't do it.
Yeah, see, here's how it is.
Everyone.
He's the dad in this scenario, right? Yeah. He loves everybody. The one kid he doesn't love is showing all the work so he gets the love. That's where he loves
MOSTERT.
Not enough. Not as much as he loved everybody else.
Yeah, okay.
Dude, when Breida went down, he cried. He went up to Breida when he was on the field and he was like...
Those were real tears, too.
Yeah, I mean, he loved him. And then he had to ship him away because MOSTERT is going to be the baddest beast. And if you also look at...
I think it was his reliability. I mean, Shanahan had done a couple years with him.
Yeah.
He was not reliable. You can't count on him. If you can't do it, move on. It's tough business.
Another thing to look at with MOSTERT is insane yards per catch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
13 yards per catch. Yeah, I really like him. Think he's going to be the man. The only thing is I don't know anything about Jerick McKinnon because he hasn't played in a long time.
Yeah.
49ers loved him when they took him in.
Yeah, but it's just he hasn't played in 2 years. I mean,
He's
how bad is this
fragile.
injury?
Even when he was in Minnesota, he was fragile.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
So, and he's not like he's a big back or anything. I mean, he could.
He is a big guy, though.
Yeah.
I mean, he works out a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of muscle.
But sometimes that goes detriment though, because when you get you're too big, then you can break things easier. It's strange the way that works.
No,
you're not as like limber and so you really have to have that balance.
But yeah, I don't like Jerick McKinnon until I see him. So.
Yeah, I'm off Jerick McKinnon.
Me too.
But Jeffrey Wilson, I mean, I think he's a spot guy that.
Okay, so let me just add something before we get off Jerick McKinnon.
All right.
So Raheem Mostert openly said that Jerick McKinnon, when he gets on the field, he's going to surprise everyone.
Yeah, but that's just words.
They're bros. He's going to surprise everyone and actually play it down.
Raheem Mostert wants him to succeed, though.
Well, sure, but he's not taking over the starting job.
Okay.
You think he's got a chance to have the starting job?
I see the 49ers backfield as rotating and cycling. I don't think they have a number one running back.
The thing with Raheem Mostert is he's older. If he's going to get money, it's now. He wants to be the
here's
first.
another positive thing. You would think then, being an older age like that, what, 27 or 28?
28.
I don't know if he'll be 20 or he is 28, but anyways, he's older. The 49ers have already talked about giving him a new contract this year, and they brought it up. It's not Mostert asking for one. The 49ers openly said, we're going to try to work on getting Mostert a new contract. Mm-hmm. That means you want the guy, even at that age. So, I mean, if they just thought he was going to be this one more year, ride him into the ground, and then be done with him, they wouldn't talk about that because he signed up for this year.
Okay.
So I think that is kind of another little stepping stone to say they want him. This is... I mean, he doesn't have a contract yet, but I mean, they were the ones who
the talks are important.
So back to then McKinnon. Then you think he does have a chance of being the starting running back, or you think he'll just be a fill-in? I mean, I think Jeffrey Wilson is a fill-in. I don't see him as a starter.
Again, I think it's just going to rotate. I think it's going to be like last year, where one running back would be the starter.
But a lot of that was due to injury.
2 weeks later, one running back would be the starter. Not all the time, actually.
What? Right, not all the time, but it ended up working like that because Coleman was a starter. He got injured,
Coleman was only injured just a few weeks.
Right, but that's what I mean. That allowed somebody else to step in and then take over.
And Coleman's just a few week injury did, rub off on him. He wasn't what he was supposed to be. I mean, this is a 2-year injury with Jerick McKinnon.
Yeah, I mean, Coleman averaged 4.0 yards per carry.
That's true.
4.0 is what you get
even
when
Breida,
you're trash.
Okay. Even Breida averaged more than that. And Breida was good, serviceable, but I don't look at Breida and say, man, that's a solid running back.
Yeah. Like I said, it looks like the 49ers have a rotating backfield. I think they're going to go with whatever running back they chose for that game.
We'll see. I think it may be Mostert's.
I mean, if you like Raheem Mostert, I definitely can see that.
All right.
Yeah. But, I mean, you had Raheem Mostert and Tevin Coleman on your fantasy team, so you would have a bit of a closer look on that.
We've got regular season stats here. What about the postseason? Raheem Mostert went off in the postseason for San Francisco.
Yeah.
Which doesn't reflect any of this. I mean, he rushed for, 228 yards and 4 touchdowns against Green Bay?
Yep.
Those are numbers that I'm trying to recall, but it was somewhere around there.
Yeah.
It was over 200 yards and 4 touchdowns.
So if you count his playoff run, just add those few games.
Well, I'm just saying that if you take that second half of the season, he was
when he
top
got the
10
time
running
to play.
back.
Yeah, for sure.
And right now you can draft him as your number 3 or number 4.
Well, he came in and he fully started playing around game 8 or 9.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you count some of the games in playoffs, he got 1,000 yards within 10 games.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to be a yards guy, touchdown guy. If it does happen to do what you say, I still think he's going to get enough to be appreciated.
Yeah, I mean, if he plays, he's definitely, got the talent to be a running back number 1.
Well, let's put it this way. And I think we're all in agreement. The 49ers are a running team.
Yeah.
If the 49ers could find and settle on one running back, that running back would be important.
Yeah.
Would be a good running back to own.
Yeah.
If you can figure out which one, if they can stay healthy, all that. All right, any other comments on the San Francisco running backs?
I think with fantasy, we can be pretty safe about ruling out Jeff Wilson.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Barring injuries.
I mean, of course,
Waiver wire ad.
I mean, I think two of the guys would have to be injured to even consider Jeff Wilson.
Yeah, at least.
Well, I mean, that's how he became viable at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he did look decent.
Yeah.
But wasn't enough for him.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So we'll have to see.
Okay. Well, that was our take on the 49ers running backs backfield. Thanks again for watching our video today. If you liked our video, please click on the like button. If you want to hear more content from us, click on the subscribe button. And if you hit the notification bell, it'll let you know as soon as a new video pops out. We're going to be putting out a couple of these videos, well, probably three or four videos a week, every other day or so. We'll put something out for you until the main season gets going. Then we're going to try to put a video out every day for you.
Yeah.
So once again, we thank you so much for watching, and remember to finish first.
Thank you for listening to the FantasyFootballFirst.com podcast.
Jackson throws complete. Crabtree has it for a touchdown.
We hope you enjoyed today's episode. Get more fantasy info and check us out at FantasyFootballFirst.com.